Yeah, welcome back. Today's topic is ambiguous grammar and what is meant by ambiguous language. Okay, yes, just we completed, we know what is meant by leftmost derivation and what is meant by rightmost derivation, and we know how to construct leftmost derivation for a string, how to construct a rightmost derivation for a string, and how to construct a positive for a string. Okay, let's discuss what is meant by a ambiguous grammar. Okay, see, some context free grammars are ambiguous. So what is meaning for ambiguous means, for example, if you consider a string from the language, the string is generated in more than one way. You can say that grammar is ambiguous grammar and its language is ambiguous language. You know, context free grammar generates the context free language. Okay, if in a language, for at least one string, if you have more than one pass tree or more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation, you can say that grammar is ambiguous grammar. At the same time, that language is ambiguous language. Okay, whereas coming to the definition is also same. I written about a context free grammar is ambiguous if there exists more than one pass tree, more than one leftmost derivation, more than one rightmost derivation, and its language is also called as the context free language. Okay, I written differences between a ambiguous grammar and unambiguous grammar. Let's see one by one. As I told you in definition, in ambiguous grammar exists more than one leftmost derivation, whereas coming to the unambiguous grammar, there is unique LMD only. Okay, if you take one string, you can write only one leftmost derivation in unambiguous grammar. Okay, then second difference is the exist more than one rightmost derivation in ambiguous grammar, meaning that the same string can be derived in more than one rightmost derivation. Okay, that is what called the more than one rightmost derivation. Then whereas coming to the unambiguous grammar, there is only one rightmost derivation for one string, not possible to write one more rightmost derivation. Okay, then next, coming to the third difference, there exists more than one pass tree for a string. Okay, pass tree also you can construct one pass tree, then at the same time you can construct one more pass tree. Okay, so that is called ambiguous grammar. Okay, whereas coming to the unambiguous grammar, there exists only unique pass tree. Okay, you have unique pass tree, not at all possible to write one more pass tree for the same string. Okay, then fourth difference, yes, leftmost derivation and rightmost derivation represents the different pass trees. Okay, for leftmost derivation we can write one pass tree, for rightmost derivation we can write one more pass tree. So we can call that grammar is ambiguous grammar. Whereas coming to the unambiguous grammar, there exists a unique pass tree, not at all possible to construct more than one pass tree. Okay, this is all the differences between ambiguous grammar and unambiguous grammar, and ambiguous language, maybe unambiguous language also. Okay, so let's take one example grammar. We can find out whether the grammar is ambiguous or not by using some procedure. Consider this grammar G with the productions s tends to as /sa/a. First, identify what are the non-terminals in the grammar is s, and what are the terminals in the grammar is small a only. Okay, now my question is, show that the given grammar G is ambiguous. I want to prove that the grammar is ambiguous. Okay, as I told you, a grammar can be proved as ambiguous for any string if it has more than one pass tree, more than one leftmost derivation, more than one rightmost derivation. You can say that grammar is ambiguous grammar. Any one condition is necessary. Okay, see, how you can choose the string is important here. Okay, I cannot choose the string I taking double A or triple A or 4 years or 5 years and so on. Okay, see, choosing the string is important. That's why I'm instructing you to write first language. What is the language generated by this grammar? Okay, now I'm writing the language, I mean context free language generated by this grammar is L equals to, you identify this, you see this grammar s tends to a. What is the first string it generates is terminal a. Okay, it's not possible to generate epsilon by seeing this grammar. If we have epsilon, then epsilon is also generated. Okay, then coming to, so length 1, then find out what are the length 2 generated by this grammar, length 2 strings. Okay, so s tends to as. If I replace s with a, now 2 a's, now length 2 is 2a. Okay, then if it possible to generate length 3, look at this. Okay, s tends to as. Now s can be replaced with again as. Now s can replace with a. Now it generates 3s, then 4s, and so on. Okay, this is the language generated by this grammar. Now my question is, in this language we have many strings. Anyhow, the strings are finite only, okay, not infinite, so finite. Okay, among this finite number of strings, if any strings possess more than one leftmost derivation, more than one rightmost derivation, or more than one past tree, you can say this grammar is ambiguous. Now choosing the string is important. Now we identify the strings. Okay, if you choose a, you cannot judge whether it is an ambiguous grammar or unambiguous grammar. Okay, what is the next possible string is double a. Okay, take double a, draw the past tree. Is there any possible for more than one past tree? We can check it out. Okay, so double a, I can take first s tends to as. Now the past tree, now past tree is s tends to as. Okay, s tends to as. Now s can be replaced with a. So now the derivation is a. Okay, this is now the what is past tree for this is yes, left node is a and right node is s, then next left node is a. So what is the string it is derived is a. Okay, let's check for is there any other possibility for the past tree. Okay, so now I am taking same string. Now we are trying to draw one more past tree. So here I take an s tends to s. Now I am going to take s tends to sa. Okay, now it is s tends to s. As you know, s can be replaced directly by a. Now it is a. Okay, 2s. Now draw the past tree. S tends to s, then s tends to a, then s can be replaced with a. Now it is 2s. Now you check with the past tree is different past tree or same past tree. These are definitely different past tree. So s has the left node is a, right node is s. Whereas coming to this s is the left node is s, right node is a. Okay, so there exist more than one past tree. This is one past tree, this is another different past tree. Okay, that's why the given grammar is ambiguous grammar. For example, for double a also there is unique past tree, by meaning that you cannot conclude, we are not allowed to conclude that the grammar is unambiguous. You have to check for next string. If it is not possible, next string, and so on. Okay, is it possibility for at least one string? There is a possibility for more than one leftmost derivation, more than one rightmost derivation, or more than one past tree. Okay, this is how you can show the grammar is ambiguous grammar. Let's take one more example. Yeah, the given grammar is s tends to as slash asb slash x tends to xa slash a. Now I'm asking you, show that G is ambiguous. Definitely it is ambiguous only, but we have to show how it is ambiguous. Okay, identify what is the non-terminals s and x, and terminals is small a, small b. Okay, see, before identifying what is the string that derives more than one past tree or more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation, I ask you to write a language. What is the language generated by this context-free grammar? That language is context-free language. L equals to identify what is the first possible string over this one. Epsilon is not possible. I mean length 0 string is not possible. Length 1 string is s tends to x. X can be replaced with a. Now the first possible string is small a. Okay. Then length 2. So s tends to x. Now x tends to xa. Now x can replace with a. So length 2 string is the double a. Okay. Then is there any length 2 is possible? Not possible. Then length 3. So s tends to x. Then x tends to xa. Then x tends to xa. Now x can replace with a. Now it is triple a also. Okay, and moreover s tends to asb. Now s can be replaced with x. Now x can replace with a. Now it is a b also, and so on. Okay, now identify the string which generates more than one past tree or more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation. Okay, so as I already told you, if you take only a single string, it is not possible. Most of the time it is not possible to write more than one leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation or one past tree. Okay, now take this string double a. Can we check? We can check now for is there any possibility, right? Okay, double a. So I'm taking that. I'm writing derivation is s tends to x x tends to x. Now x can be replaced with xa, xa. Now x can replace with a. Now it is a. So what is positive for this? So the positive, how I can draw this is, so s tends to x, then x has the left child is x and right child is a, then x can replace with a. Now concatenation of the positive from left to right is a. So what is string it derives? Double a. Okay, let's check for other possibility. Is there any other possibility for the same string? So I am taking it as the s tends to a, yes, s tends to as. Now s can be replaced with x. Now it is ax. Now x can be replaced with a. Now it is a. So a is derived. Then draw the positive for this one. It is s, left child is a and right child is s. Now s is replaced with x. Now it is x. Then x is replaced with a. Now concatenation of the terminals from left to right, a is the yield of the positive double a. Okay, now you check whether these two positives are same positives. No, this is different positives. S has only one child x, s has the two childs a and s. So this given grammar is the ambiguous grammar it is. Okay, yeah, this is one more example. The given grammar G is s tends to asa slash bsp slash a slash b slash epsilon. Okay, what are the non-terminals in the grammar is capital S. What is terminals in the grammar is small a, small b. Okay, by looking at grammar, this grammar, you can identify this grammar is the palindrome grammar. This is the palindrome grammar. You know what is palindrome grammar? See, the string reversal is also string itself. That is what called palindrome grammar. Anyhow, I told you that before checking either it is the ambiguous grammar or not ambiguous grammar, I ask you to write the language what is generated by this grammar. Okay, let's write the language. Okay, so language, context free language, l equals to s tends to epsilon, is directly generate epsilon. So write epsilon. Then next, length one possible strings. So s tends to a, s tends to b. So it generates a and b also. Okay, so now a comma b. Then length 2 is possible. Can you now you check for length 2. Length 2 is not at all possible over this grammar. Okay, then length 3. So s tends to a, s a. If I I forgot. It's a mistake. Length 2 is also possible. Okay, so s tends to a, s a. Now s can replace with epsilon. Now it is double a. Okay, then s tends to b, s b. Then s can replace with epsilon. Now it is double b. So now it is double b. Then next, length 3 possibility. So s tends to a, s a. Now s can replace with a or b also. Okay, now it is length 3 is a. Then if I replace s with b, now it is a, b, a. Similarly, s can replace with b. Now it is b, b, b. Then similarly, s can replace with a also. Now it is b, a, b. And so on. These are the, see, all are the palindrome strings. Reversal of epsilon is epsilon, a, reversal of a is a, reversal of b is b, reversal of 2a is 2s, reversal of double b is double b, reversal of triple a is triple a, reversal of aba is aba, reversal of bab is bab, reversal of reversal of triple b is triple b, reversal of bab is the bab, and so on. Okay, now my question is, the grammar is ambiguous or not ambiguous. Okay, if I take the epsilon, it's not possible to distinguish. If I take a, it's not possible. If I take b, it's not possible. Okay, if I take double a, now you can cross check. If I take double a, yes, how we can derive? S tends to a, s, a. S tends to a, s, a. Now s can replace with epsilon. Now it is a, epsilon, a. Now the string is a only. Is there any other possibility? Not at all possible. Okay, yes, by seeing double a also we can say this grammar is unambiguous grammar. Okay, let's try for another string. I told you, for at least one string in this entire language, for at least one string in its entire language, if there is a possibility for more than one leftmost derivation, more than one rightmost derivation, more than one past T, you can say that grammar is ambiguous grammar. Otherwise, it is unambiguous grammar. Now I have to check for double B also. Same thing. S tends to B, S, B. Now S can replace with epsilon. Now B, epsilon, B. Now it is B, B. Okay. No other possibility to generate the same string. Okay. Similarly, if I take A, B, A. Let's try with this ABA. Now you can generate ABA is S tends to A, S, A. Now S can replace with B. So ABA, right? No other possibility. Okay, by seeing this grammar, you can say it is unambiguous grammar. A's are started with only one production, ASA. B's are started with only one production, BSB. No alternatives at all. Okay, by seeing this grammar, we can say it is an unambiguous grammar. Anyhow, we cross check with, 2A's and 3B's and ABA. If you want to check with BAB also, let's check with what's wrong in that. Okay, then S tends to B. S, B. Now S can replace with B, A, B. No, this is only one possibility, no other possibility to derive. Okay, that's why the given grammar is the unambiguous grammar. It is the unambiguous grammar. Okay, it is not ambiguous. Okay, this is what about the ambiguous grammar and ambiguous language and its examples.